Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Trust Stories or Trusty Thrusty here. That's just like the normal intro now, but I'm sorry about like not like a crazy cool intro today. I'm just kind of trying to keep kind of moderate because I filmed 2 other videos today, and this is the 3rd video that I'm going to be editing. I completely forgot it was St. Patrick's Day, and I really wanted to tell a story for St. Patrick's Day. And I was planning on just uploading a different video for St. Patrick's Day because I didn't even realize it was St. Patrick's Day. And I'm planning on being gone all day tomorrow on St. Patrick's Day, so I'm gonna be filming this video right now, and it's gonna be the St. Patrick's Day special because there was one story I wanted to tell that was kind of a funny story, caught drinking / drunk on St. Patrick's Day story, which is kind of funny. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Starting off, this took place back in 8th grade year, and in 8th grade year, okay, I was in a weird ass phase in my life. This was like before I had started smoking cigarettes or had ever tried cigarettes. I think it was before. Yeah, I think it was before I ever tried cigarettes, and I was just in a weird phase in my life. Like, back in, I was just didn't know who I was. I didn't know if I wanted to. I was kind of like in that experimental phase where you feel like you want to try things, but at the same time you don't want to try things. I don't know. I was just going through kind of a weird phase, I guess you could say. And essentially, it's your typical St. Patrick's Day. It gets to be St. Patrick's Day, and through my family has like this tradition where my dad will like let me and my little siblings try, like a little taste of his beer on St. Patrick's Day. Like, I feel like everyone's parents does that once in a while, where they just let you taste their alcohol, and they never actually like let you drink it. They just kind of let you taste it a little bit and have like a little sip. And I feel like a lot of people do that with their kids, and it's pretty normal for me. I mean, there's quite a couple of my friends' parents do the same thing sometimes, and it's pretty normal, right? And so it gets to be St. Patrick's Day, and my family was planning on having a couple different people over. I think we were planning on having some of my parents' friends that they know from church, and we were just planning on having quite a couple different people over. And my mom was planning on having not really one of my friends, he's more of like an acquaintance of mine, over, and she could invite his family over, and she ends up inviting this like acquaintance of mine, and he comes over. He's like 2 years younger than me. He's like in 6th grade at the time, and he's a pretty chill kid, but he can be kind of annoying and snitchy at times. So I was kind of sketched out. But, it gets to be the night of St. Patrick's Day. We're all doing like a St. Patrick's Day feast with me, my family, and like my friends that my parents invited over, and it was pretty chill. I mean, I didn't really hang out with anyone. It was kind of like a weird night. I was kind of just sitting, kind of just vibing by myself, just listening to some music, and kind of just, because like I'm a very antisocial person. A lot of the time I'll just kind of sit by myself, and I'm pretty quiet, so I'm just kind of sitting by myself, kind of doing my own thing. And this night in particular, there was beer, and I hadn't had beer in a minute, and like, I used to do like the weirdest shit. Like, I don't know why, but like I like the taste of beer. Like, is it really that weird to like the taste of beer? And in 8th grade year, I'd never gotten I actually did get drunk one time before this, but I didn't realize I had ever gotten drunk before. It was like an accident. Both of these times were accidents. I wasn't even trying to get drunk. I didn't even have any purpose in getting drunk. I was just doing it because I enjoyed their taste. You know what I mean? And so they had like beer, right? And my dad said I could have some beer, and he was just planning on giving me like a little sip, and I tried it, and it was cool. And and then like 10-15 minutes later, I see there was like a bunch of extra beers in my fridge, and I'm like, I don't mind if I do, right? I don't mind if I do. And I end up drinking a bunch of these beers. I ended up grabbing like one, and this kid I was talking about, this like general acquaintance of mine, that my mom invited over so she can invite his family over. This kid was like in 6th grade, and he just started snitching on me. As soon as he like saw me drinking this beer, he immediately went up to, he was like, bro, he was like, are you allowed to be having that, in like a really loud voice? And then he was like, bro, are you allowed to be having that? I'm like, yeah, my dad said it's cool. And he's like, bro, are you allowed to be having that? And so this motherfucker, okay, this 6th grader goes in front of all the people in my family, and everyone that's sitting at the table, and embarrasses the living fuck out of me. And so essentially he goes up to everyone in front of everyone, that like there's a bunch of adults sitting at this table eating with my parents, and this like 6th grader goes up to all of them, and he's like, is John allowed to have beer? And he just fucking asked that, and it was just so obnoxious and annoying. It's like have you never just learn to not be a snitch? It was just one of those really annoying things, and I remember just being really pissed off about it. And as soon as he said that, my dad was like, yeah, John's allowed to have a beer. I said he could have some. And my dad was just like super cool because, you know, my parents are really chill. They know I'm really smart about things. And my parents just usually really, really respect me. And they know I'm like a very responsible person. So then they know I wouldn't do anything to fuck me up. Essentially, this kid ended up snitching on me. My dad was like, yo, it's cool. Fast forward like 10 minutes later, I finished that first beer. And I go on to drink a second beer. Which, okay, I wasn't planning on getting drunk too. Like, I was just enjoying the taste of beer. Like, I thought it was just like a Coke. Like, I honestly... You know, like when you're a little kid, you really like the taste of Coke? That was me, okay? I just thought like, oh, I like the taste of beer. I'm gonna drink this. And so I got out a second one, okay? I got out the second beer, and I start drinking it. And this sixth grader kid, he doesn't say anything this time because he realized that I'm allowed to do this, and he's just being a fucking idiot. So he's like, really? You're gonna drink another one? And I'm like, I'm allowed to, why not? And he's like, and this kid just continues, like, just is being like really fucking annoying. And he's a pretty nice kid too. Like, I know this kid. He's a pretty cool, nice kid. But you know, he was in that weird phase. He's just being fucking annoying this night. I don't know, but he's a nice kid. Don't hate on that kid. I essentially end up drinking my my second beer, and I was a lightweight. Okay, in 7th grade year, I was like 4 foot. Probably like 4'9" and like 70 pounds. So I was short as fuck and I weighed legit nothing. So me, a 7th grader kid, drinking 2 beers in under an hour kind of made me a little bit drunk, to say the least. It made me kind of drunk. I realized that I actually ever got drunk for my first time until I was trying to remember like when my first time getting drunk story was. And I was looking back at like old times where I used to drink, and this one just came up in the back of my head. But yeah, essentially I was kind of drunk, and me and this kid, the 6th grader kid, let's just call this kid Tyler, because I don't want to expose his real name. Me and him are just playing. I'm just playing with this kid because, you know, my brother had came up to me and he's like, yo, Tyler looks kind of like bored. He kind of looks like he looks kind of out of place and bored. He looks like he doesn't have anyone to play with. Can you just hang out with this kid to be nice to him? And I'm like, okay, I got you. I didn't mean to make him feel out of place. It's just kind of like whatever. So I'm hanging out with this kid Tyler, and we end up going outside, and we're shooting like this. I have like this wooden bow and arrow. It's like a fucking play bow and arrow, and for some weird reason, okay, in 7th grade year, I was playing with that thing, and I ended up shooting it, and I remember just like I remember all of a sudden, as soon as I shot it, I just burst into laughter and just fell back in the grass. Like I just started getting really fucked up really quick, and it was really funny because it kind of fell back and was like, oh. And I remember just landing in the grass, and everything just felt kind of dizzy, okay? Like, I felt like not like a dizzy where you feel nauseous, like a dizzy that is kind of like a fun dizzy. And I really did enjoy it. It was kind of weird. And I remember this kid Tyler, okay? He looked at me and he was like, he looked at me and he, as soon as I fell to the ground, he's like, you're probably a little bit drunk. You're drunk. I'm like, bro, I doubt I'm drunk. And I just laughed at him, and it was kind of annoying, but you know, it was kind of fun at the same time. And I remember just the rest of the night, I was kind of, you know, just enjoying my vibes and everything. I just was in a great fucking mood, and I remember just, you know, I was a little bit dizzy after that. Okay, I got a little bit more than buzzed off of my second time ever getting drunk. It was kind of funny. My first 2 times getting drunk, I didn't even realize I was drunk until I was looking back on these memories. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, the moral of the story is don't be like Tyler. Don't be a snitch. Don't be snitching on people, because snitches get stitches. I'm telling you, okay, once Tyler left, I drove up to his house and I bashed his head in the wall 25 times. No, I'm joking. Okay? YouTube, do not take... This video is already demonetized. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. Just don't be a snitch. That's the moral of the story. Yeah, thank you guys so much for 250 subscribers as well. Like, you guys mean the world to me. The support recently has been pretty insane. So also, I want to thank you guys so much. It's been your boy, Trusty Thrusty. Peace out.